Hey, how's it going, kids? I really don't want to fucking do this. I'll just be honest with you. I'm not in a fucking mood. And, I'm just fucking, just tired of the fucking world. Just reading the news. I'm just sick of it all. I'm just sick of the fucking whining and, I'm just trying to prepare, trying to pick some articles, and every one of them gets so fucking involved. Just simple shit. San Francisco's passing a soda tax because people are getting too fucking fat. It's the same shit over and over again. Common sense fucking shit. Ugh, I just can't. So not in the mood for this shit. Which will make for a good show on your part, because it's just like I'll be taking a big runny shit in front of you. That's how I feel. This is how I feel.
We both know I'm not what you need.
That's the world. All politically correct and shit. Quit trying to love me. Anyways, how's it going? Good, I hope? Good. This show's real fucking important to me. Anyways, come see me in Tampa this weekend, finally. I can't wait to get on the fucking road. I'm sick of doing 20-minute sets in the city and getting nothing done and watching 25-year-old girls' face turn to disappointment when I start talking about the douchebag who was dragging her mattress around Columbia University because she faked a rape and ruined a guy's life. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And, I want to go down to Florida where there'll be, I can vent for a fucking full hour, and people won't mind, hopefully. Side Splitters this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Tampa. Yeah, baby. It's a great club if you're in the area. And then Reds in Carlstadt, New Jersey on June 14th, which is a Sunday night. Uncle Vinny's on the 27th of June in Point Pleasant. Ridgefield Playhouse, July 18th. Ridgefield, Connecticut. Another fucking excellent gig, actually. And go to nickdip.com, Another Senseless Killing. Get it? It's doing well because finally Sirius Radio Raw Dog is playing it, and it's playing plenty of clips from it. I made a call saying, let's get this shit out to you. Put an album out. I need you to play it. And so much so that I checked on the charts on iTunes. You check where it is. They list the top 200 selling comedy albums or whatever. Not only was Another Senseless Killing in there this week, at like number 101, Road Rage, an album I did 11 years ago, was number 102, right next to it. There was two albums I have, which was cool. So thank you for that, for supporting that. People are loving that album. I mean, Another Senseless Killing and apparently Road Rage. And I got a bunch more, that I did a while ago, so eventually they'll creep up the charts, hopefully. What did we do this weekend? Robert Kelly had his at a cookout. I was going to say annual comedy cookout, but that's what I do, okay? And he lives about 13 miles south of me. And he beat me to the punch. I usually wait till around Labor Day, but I'm not going to do that this year. I'm going to do it right in the middle of the summer when it's 110 and people are miserable. But, Bobby Kelly had his cookout, and I can see why a lot more people went to his than mine. I get there, and he's got tents set up in case of bad weather, which thank Christ he did. And it looked like I was walking into a carnival. There was shit for kids and games, and there was a roller coaster and a Ferris wheel and a drunk tank. No, funnel cakes. No, but there was a lot of people. Noam, the guy who owns the Comedy Cellar, and his wife and his kids, and Colin Quinn, Jimmy Norton, Buddy Monroe from The Stand, a lot of people. Joe List, his girlfriend, bunch of comedians. Mike Vecchione, his girlfriend, Jim Serpico, who's Dennis Leary's partner, his kids. Dennis Leary's kid, who I'm I'm talking to for 5 minutes before Jimmy Serpico, Dennis's partner, goes, you know who that is? I go, not really. Kid I'm talking to is about 6'5". It's fucking Dennis's son. Last time I saw him, I think he was in diapers. Holy Christ. We'll be dead soon. That should be the name of the show. We'll be dead soon. Oh, God, fucking help me. And, so the skies opened up, obviously, about 20 minutes into the cookout. And, man, was it coming down. As my old boss, Eddie Boardman, used to say when I used to work at the Danvers State Mental Institution as a groundskeeper when I was in college for the summer, Eddie Boardman, my boss, when it would be raining really hard, would say, it's like a double-cunted cow pissing on a flat rock. God bless him. What if that guy's still alive? He's the guy I told you about on one of my early podcasts who, when we worked at the Nut House, this one of the nuts spit on him, and then like a week later I was walking down the hallway and here comes that nut that spit on him, and my boss hauls off and he punches a guy in the stomach. This is a patient, a mental patient, and my boss slugs him right in the gut. I guess I can say it now. He might even be dead, my poor old boss. But he had a ZZ Top beard, like down to his waist. He was I think he's a Vietnam vet. But we were just walking. Here comes a kid, and he goes to me, watch this. As we're walking by, all of a sudden, he fucking slugs a guy in the stomach, and we just keep walking. Kid had it coming. Crazy fuck. And, anyways, so, yeah, it was coming down like buckets. And Bobby Kelly, we were laughing, man. Like Quinn said, he looks like he's dressed like a cholo. He's got the shaved head. He's got those long, I don't know if they're long shorts or short pants where you can just see about 4 inches of shin and ankle. And he's standing at the grill, and it is coming down sideways. And he's got this little umbrella butted up against the eave of his roof. And that flat thing that you put food on the side of your grill, rain is just banging off of that. Somehow he kept the fire going. He was just soaked. The fucking water's dripping off the edge of the umbrella right down his back. I mean, and it's blowing sideways. And he had like 3 or 4 different tents set up. I'm sure you'll hear this on his show if you listen to it. But he rented the tents when he heard the rain was, going to come like a few days ago. And I forget who he said he rented it from, but the guy said, look, we'll set the stuff up for you. And then he gave him a price, what it would cost if they set it up. And he's like, go fuck yourself. I'll do it myself. So about 20 minutes after it started raining, of course, one of the tents collapsed. Keith Robinson was there, too. Old buddy Keith. And I brought a bottle of wine, and knowing that Keith Robinson likes red wine, and me and him polished it off in about, I don't know, half hour. And then, the verbal abuse just began, fucking abusing Bobby and everybody else, just zinging each other. And people are playing cornhole in the rain. It was a real mess. And then it got so bad after the food was done, we all squeezed into Bobby's house, and there was a lot of kids there that was screaming and shit, and it was, I don't know, it was good. I'm glad I was only about 12 miles away, because I drank a lot of wine, and it was so funny. Everybody crammed into the living room and the kitchen when it was really pouring. And then at the end, he had a fucking Ben and Jerry's came. Ben and Jerry's guy came and set up ice cream thing for the kids. Of course, all the adults are pushing the kids out of the way. And I'm a huge ice cream fan. And I'm standing next to the steak tips, which Robert Kelly gets from a place called Dominic's, I think in Everett, Mass. I think it's Everett. They're just tremendous. He has them mailed to him here in New York because you can't get them anywhere. Marinated steak tips. He must have had 8 pounds of them, and everybody's over there fighting over the ice cream and in the living room watching TV. I'm standing next to the steak tips with a plastic fork, and there was still about 3 pounds left, even after people had got at him. Everybody's just yapping, and I'm just standing in the background next to the thing, sticking a steak tip in my mouth once every 3 seconds. If I didn't eat 2.5 pounds of red meat, I still haven't gone to the bathroom. You know, that shit'll live in your colon like a fucking squatter. I'm going to have to get a lawyer to get it out. But, yeah, I'd say I had about 2 pounds of steak tips and 6 Italian sausages. No rolls, just the sausages. No hand, just a hook he had. And I was just dipping them in fucking mustard and eating them like M&Ms. And, holy Christ. I would have quit. Got to give Bobby Kelly credit, man. I would have quit. It was pouring and shit. He just kept cooking. It didn't even faze him. He kept his head down, dressed like a fucking cholo, and just kept pumping out the food. And we pigged out. Only thing is, with these parties, everybody's clean and sober, reformed, former drinker. Norton doesn't drink. Quinn doesn't drink. Bob Kelly doesn't fucking drink. Me and Robinson were the only one really, swilling. Isn't that half the fun of it? Fucking all fun goes out of life as you get older. So what? I feel like going, come on, Quinn, do a shot. Do a shot. So you get a little... Can you imagine Colin Quinn was like a violent drunk back in the day before I met him? He said he used to wake up on the subway sometimes and be fucking 40 miles from Brooklyn. He woke up on a train in Pennsylvania, he said. He used to take mescaline and fucking get drunk and beat people up on the train. Quinn! The voice of wisdom, Mr. Grampy. Everybody's darling. He was a madman. I just can't picture it. Just can't friggin' picture it, man. What the hell else? So, yeah, thank you, Robert Kelly. He must have spent a fucking serious dough, man. Well, he's on a show that's coming out in July. Dennis Leary has that rock and roll show on FX. I don't know the name of it. But I think Bobby's a regular player, so he can afford it. Good for him. I don't know what the fuck to talk about. I had all the shit lined up. The Patriot Act and how that ran out on Sunday night or whatever, temporarily. Rand Paul blocked it. They're trying to put a reformed bill together which would allow, instead of the government collecting bulk, calls in bulk, that the telecom companies would be allowed to do it. And that's the big debate because it's dangerous times, and this is how we track terrorists. And again, the government doesn't listen in on the phone calls, but they collect all the data, your phone number, the phone number you're calling, and that is intrusive. I don't give a shit. I know we're living in dangerous times. It will take our fucking chances, okay? And like Rand Paul said, you can get a warrant if you like the Russian kids that blew up, the pressure cooker at the Boston Marathon. They were on the radar before they did it. You can get a warrant, individual warrant, and go after them. So I just don't trust the government. I just don't. Even in these dangerous times, I don't friggin' trust them. I think Rand Paul's got it right. I think he's going to make a lot of headway running for president with this. He's a libertarian. But we'll see. Because, if we get hit again, people are going to be like, well, it's his fault. He's going to want to get rid of the Patriot Act and reform it, blah, blah, blah. But at least he has some balls to stand on convictions. Look, we hate this country was founded on the fucking hatred of government, okay? And the Patriot Act, I mean, holy Christ. We needed it right after 9/11. But, come on. You have a right to be left alone. As some famous justice said. I forget who it was. But my wife should learn that too. The right to be left alone. Not only as a people, but as a husband. But anyways, so yeah, they're going to try to reform it so we're totally not left naked. But Jesus Christ. And again, this all came about because of Snowden. He's the one that fucking made all this public, right? They were doing it. The government was doing it secretly. What does that tell you? You know, if it was so harmless, why didn't they let us know about it beforehand? Well, then the terrorists, yeah. So I guess they're going to try to rework it so the telecom companies will now, and people who don't like that idea is because they say the telecom companies don't get rid of that shit. They don't hold on to it too long once they collect it. Well, good. Get rid of it. Get the fuck out of my lives. We'll take our chances. So they're going to come up with something new in a couple days, apparently. I guess. I don't know. It's just, I just started reading it and I got a headache today. Wasn't it it was just too many quotes from lawyers and too much horse shit. And then, the hell else? I was going to do a whole thing on fucking Hillary. Oh, you know what really infuriated me? Oh, by the way, Hillary, yeah. Fucking Hillary's still not answering questions. And in all the polls, like, more people think she's untrustworthy than trustworthy. Yet they're still going to vote for her. So explain that one to me. That's how you know we're finished. It's all about ideology. It's not about fucking ethics or morals. It's about my team versus your team. I'm going to vote for her even though she's a lying twat. She's a fucking... I still can't believe. I still can't believe after all that shit... with her, you know, wiping clean her server and all that shit, that people are still talking like, well, she's going to be the nominee. Really? She signed a thing when you go to work for the government saying you can't use your private computer for, you know, government work. It's against the fucking law. So why the fuck isn't she not being arrested? I don't fucking get it. I'm starting to believe the people, if you vote, you're a sucker. This all seems preordained. If she's the fucking nominee, I will never fucking vote again. That's all I'm saying. She's a self-entitled fucking political hack twat who did nothing as Secretary of State. She's fucking has no charm, no fucking personality whatsoever. Just an entitled douche who's in love with government. She's like Obama in a fucking pantsuit is all she is. Oh, yeah, but she'll be the next now. Why? Ugh. Why?
Fucking smash his fucking face in.
Whose? Bruce Jenner's? It's not a him, it's a her. We'll get to that in a few seconds. You see him on the cover of Vanity Fair? Holy fucking moly. Actually looks good from a distance. But just knowing he's got a cock in those panties. He's got this face all done up like an old female movie star, like, you know, Faye Dunaway or some shit. Is that even a person? And, you know, he's in like this fucking bustier and panties, but he's still got a cock under there. Like I said on stage, he's in the larva stage. He's not a caterpillar. He's not a butterfly. Oh, now he's more of a butterfly. He actually had the 40 hours of facial surgery to look like a woman, and he looks like a pretty movie star from the 40s. Is what he looks like. Pretty? Did I say? Yeah, pretty fucking ugly. No, he does. He looks like a pretty woman. I think that's what his goal was. But he said even himself, after he had all the facial, it took like 10 hours to redo his face. He said right after that, he's going, what did I do to my life? What did I do? And, of course, the doctor said, well, that's common. It's the medication, and those feelings will go away. But they don't always go away. That's why they have doctors and psychiatrists that specialize in this. So, you know, whether you're for it or not, and I'm glad he's happy he found and he's in touch with finally who he really was. And I do believe all that shit, but you really fucked it. You really fucked up. And I hope you find happiness. But, yeah, Vanity Fair, they did a whole photo shoot. You know, there's some sick bastard jerking off to the pictures. I don't know if Norton's around or not. No, what the fuck else? Yeah, so, yeah, Hillary's still not answering questions and shit, and just wish the fuck she'd go away with her fucking husband. Now FIFA, I should say. That's the organization, that heads up the, soccer, Worldwide Soccer Federation, whatever the fuck it is. Apparently Apparently they made contribution. You know, they're in a scandal, right, with all the kickbacks and shit. Apparently they sent money to the Clinton Foundation. It's unbelievable, and nobody's even pressing her on it in the mainstream media. Just a bunch of left-wing douches, suckers of Satan's cock, just going right along with it. Yeah, it just more shit keeps coming out, and then Kathleen Willey, remember she accused Clinton of sexually assaulting her, and I think it was actually rape. Oh, they're all coming out of the closet, you know, and Hillary's just out on the road and popping into, you know, little restaurants and pre-selecting people who ask her questions, and it's unbelievable, the sense of entitlement. You'd think she'd be rejected by everybody, left, right, center, just a fucking douche. How about Mattress Girl, huh? How about the Mattress Girl? She's back in the news. That dirty little hoe up in Colombia that was dragging a mattress around because she said she was date raped by her boyfriend, who has since been cleared by the school, by the police, yet this little douche continues to drag around her fucking mattress in protest. She brought it to her graduation. She actually went up and got a diploma dragging the mattress, even after Columbia made a rule saying that you couldn't bring anything like that to the graduation ceremonies. Of course, they made an exception for her. Because, again, when it comes to this feminist horseshit and this war against men, which it is, it's a war against men. It's not a fucking war against women. It's just the opposite. Yeah, she brings it to the graduation ceremony. And I wonder how he felt, because he was, getting his diploma, too. Can you fucking imagine? His reputation has been tarnished, and like I said, the authorities have cleared him and the school has cleared him. Yet, Kirsten Gillibrand, whatever the fucking name is, she's a politician here in New York City, is inviting this woman, the Mattress Girl, Sulkowitz, her last name is inviting her to like one of Obama's next speeches. Can you imagine? Even though Emma Sulkowitz is her name, even though her allegations have been proved false, that this Gillibrand woman is just, can you imagine if a guy falsely accused a woman of something? The fucking double standards are just making me fucking ill. That's what I'm saying. I got a headache reading the paper today. I couldn't, but the boyfriend was Paul Nungesser, I guess that's his last name. He's suing the school, Columbia, facilitating a harassment campaign against him. I fucking love it. Columbia's an evil fucking place. It really should be burned to the ground. I'll give somebody $50. I'm only kidding, by the way. If anybody's listening, just kidding. Don't do any violence. You know, guys at Columbia should start dragging around wallets. That's what I said, the giant wallets. And then when somebody goes, why are you dragging around a giant wallet? Well, it just represents, I took a girl out and I spent $400 on dinner and drinks. She didn't even give me a hand job. So who got raped there? That's what I'd do. Drag a big fucking wallet around. Dinner whore. I'm not making light of sexual assault on campus, but once again, it's been overblown to the 10th power in the name of man-hating and fucking... She carried a mattress to the graduation. Again, this was like 10 days ago. I'm just getting to it now because I don't give a fuck. But yeah, people on the left go, it doesn't matter. You know, like with the other false rape case, you know, the whole the fraternity and Rolling Stone magazine. Even though that was all proved to be horse shit, there are there are people on the left, mostly radical feminists, going, doesn't matter. It draws attention to the bigger issue of campus sexual assault. So it doesn't matter if we're telling the truth or not and we've destroyed people's lives. It doesn't matter. We're drawing attention to the bigger issue. Imagine using that logic. So next time anybody gets mugged, if you get mugged by somebody, just go, it was a black guy. Not really, but that's the big issue of crime in this country. It's black crime, really, right? That's the big... So just blame a black guy. No matter what your race is, if you're you get mugged, if you're an Asian, white, or even black itself, just blame a black guy, because we're drawing attention to the bigger issue of black crime. Can you imagine they're going to invite her? There's no way. There's no way she can go to, I don't even know what. It's not the State of the Union, whatever the next big speech is. Kirsten Gillibrand. Is she a lesbian? I think she's a lesbian, by the way. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
Yeah. Yeah, you motherless fuck. MTV gave Sulkowitz a slow clap for her stunt. MTV, another thing that should be fucking destroyed. Right after they played the last video. Refinery 29, whatever the fuck that is, called her a rape survivor. Can you imagine? Even though the allegations have been proven false, she's a rape survivor. You see where we're at? The very fucking fabric that holds a society together is just fucking totally eroding. Doesn't matter. Facts don't matter. Truth doesn't matter. How is she a survivor if she wasn't actually raped? Unfucking believable. Colombia, what a fucking... Ugh. Yeah, mama-san. Here's the San Francisco. Jesus Christ. We're already through this with Bloomberg in New York. If you thought the fireworks over soda in San Francisco were over when voters defeated a tax on sugary drinks in November, think again. Yeah, because why should the fucking... Why should the voters, why should the people, the taxpayers, have any say in a government that's for, by, and whatever the people? You believe this shit? Of course, in San Francisco, because it's run by a bunch of elitist leftist douches who know better. They're going to tell you what to fucking drink and see, but the truth of it is we live in a free society, and if I want to start drinking a case of Coke a day and blow up like a fucking toad... That's my choice. That's the beauty of living in a fucking free society. And don't give me this shit. Well, that's risky behavior, and then you'll end up getting diabetes and going to the hospital, and we'll end up paying. Okay, then let's stop kids from skateboarding and dirt biking and people who like to fucking skydive. That's risky behavior. They could end up in the hospital too. Stop with your horseshit excuses. Okay, drink as much fucking soda as you want or as little as you want. Nobody's putting a gun to your fucking head. Oh, and they always hide this shit under the guise of they're going to take the money and use it to help finance a nutrition education, disease prevention, recreation programs. That's how they fucking, that's the fake excuses they use to raise the fucking taxes. Who knows where that money will go? People telling you how to live your fucking lives. We really lost it. Some people never knew the history of this country and what made it fucking great. Ugh. So they want some jerk off wants to put warning labels like they do on cigarettes. They want to do that on soda now. These do-gooders. What's this guy's name? They actually mentioned the dick's name who wants to do this. Where is he? I don't know. Does it really fucking matter? Just know that he exists. I hate soda personally. I'd rather drink Gatorade. Low-cal Gatorade. The new three-pronged package of legislation, this is the San Francisco sugar story, includes Supervisor Scott Weiner, or Weiners, perfect name, either way, you're a fucking dick, proposal, the first of its kind in the country, to require warning labels on all new soda advertising on city surfaces, including billboards, buses, transit shelters, posters, and sports stadiums. Hey, Scott, why don't you get a fucking life, you fucking loser? You have the soul of a 95-year-old nanny. What's that like, you bitch? What a bitch. Imagine. That's because he was probably younger than me, just raised in politically correct times, thinks he's too many do-gooders in the world, thinks he's fucking helping out with his horse shit. It's like having your grandmother just sit next to you and fucking, don't eat that, don't drink that, be careful, wear a helmet, What a douche. Scott Weiner, or Weiner, wants to put warning labels on all new soda advertising, billboards, buses, transit. Just like the. Have you had enough of the non-smoking shit? Are they going fucking hog wild for the last 15 years with that? You know, we know the tobacco companies were full of shit, and I understood at the beginning, but now they're just fucking taunting us with this shit. Right in the middle of you'll be watching a ball game on TV, they'll show something fucking really graphic, you know, some heart, you know, they fucking, from a smoker, they open it up, it looks like it's loaded with regat cheese. Yeah, we get it, it's bad. They're going nuts, though. They're just having fun with it now. It keeps people employed. It's like a cottage industry, you know? Yeah, we know all this shit. Don't assume that we don't. It's an American's right to choose to smoke and drink soda and do whatever the fuck he wants. Ugh. So good luck, Scott Wiener, with that. It's already been shot down once. So why does it get another shot? It's another thing I don't understand. It was shot down in November by the voters. So why does it get another shot? Another story under the guise of the elitist jerk-offs telling you how to live your fucking life. This is the headline. West Virginia teacher threatened with fine for violating Michelle Obama's school snack rules.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Yeah, and fat.
Why aren't more people intelligent? Like me.
Like Michelle. Yeah. Students and parents are rallying to the defense of a teacher who was accused of violating federal school snack rules. Federal school snack rules. Right there, that should send a chill up your ass. It's just like fucking Hitler in Nazi Germany wanted everybody to be healthy for the cause. You know? That's all it is. Fucking tyranny. People don't even know what tyranny is. That's the fucking sad part. The Williamson pre-K-8 teacher, who was not identified, would give her students wrapped candy as a reward for their hard work and good behavior. God forbid, huh? Because the practice was an alleged violation of the federal rules championed by First Lady Michelle Obama, Mingo County School Director of Child Nutrition. Well, listen to this title. Mingo County Schools Director of Child Nutrition, Kay Maynard, placed a call. She fucking ratted this teacher out. She placed a call to officials at the West Virginia Department of Education to report the incident. What a douche, you little snitch. You little fucking no-fun-loving snitch whore. You tell him not in the mood. Maynard also spoke to Williamson pre-K-8 principal Shannon Blackburn. Shannon's a guy. Telling him about the possibility of a monetary fine for the teacher. Imagine the teacher rewarded a couple kids with sugary treats because of their hard work, and she might get fined. What the fuck? You know, meanwhile, Michelle Obama has an ass on her. Like a fucking linebacker. So when the news spread, not everybody's lost their mind, thank God, in West Virginia. Parents and students mobilized, collecting pennies to pay the potential fine on the teacher's behalf. But administrators decided the teacher's violation was not a deliberate attempt to break Michelle Obama's rules. But what if it was? What if she was saying fuck you to the First Lady? Who's it? Nobody voted her in. God. Instead of fining the teacher, they required the department to develop a corrective action plan to include training on child nutrition policies. We don't need training. It's very easy. It's very fucking easy. Don't let your kid have 40 fucking sugary cookies and a quart of Coke. Try to teach a little bit about moderation. It's that easy. Gonna set up classrooms. What the fuck? A lot of people with too much time on their hands. Wish I had kids. I'd put them on YouTube. I'd just bake them a fucking 25-layer chocolate cake and give them all 3 spoons. And put a kiddie pool filled with Mountain Dew in it and give them all crazy straws and just go nuts. Don't come out of the room till it's finished. Film it on and then send it to the White House and a link. I love the article because it has a picture of Michelle Obama eating like a fucking... eating like a giant lollipop. Some type of holiday lollipop. What the fuck? Mind your business. Mind your goddamn business. Mattress girl. What a fucking... She's not even that hot. Hot enough. But they have texts of her, going back to the mattress girl situation. After she accused him of rape or whatever, date rape or whatever, they have texts that she sent him, loving texts. In other words, that she was still involved with him and had put that in the past. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I hope he sues that school for a fucking $1 zillion. And I hope... Why the fuck doesn't she go to jail? And any other woman that falsely accuses guys of rape. You know? Why aren't they going to jail? It's unfucking believable. I had a girl accuse me of getting her pregnant back in the early 90s here in New York, right before I met my present wife. She told me she's pregnant. You know what I did, though? Fucking found one of her OBGYN's fucking number in her apartment. Hey. Anyways, then she admitted to it before I even made the call that she was fucking lying. That was nice, huh? I should have carried around a giant, I don't know, paper mache fetus on my back. I just hope there's some repercussions for that whore. I mean, that woman of Columbia. Don't you? Sure you do. Mattress girl. That leads me to Cuomo, who's trying to pass all kinds of legislation for college campuses, including private ones here in New York, the state of New York. And you guys have all heard about this, where if you're on a diet... On a diet, did I say? On a date? If you're on a date with a fat fuck who's on a diet. No, if you're on a date and, you're with a chick in a room and you want to go to that next level, you want to go from tits to maybe some finger popping, you have to get a verbal agreement from her to go to that next step. Ain't that exciting, huh? He's trying to get this. It's a war on men, is what it is. Why would you ever, with all these fucking rules that are going to be passed, these laws, even in these laws, it's implied. Even if she just accused you wrongly, she's considered a victim. It's fucking unbelievable. And you guys, like I said, you're nuts. You're nuts to go into a dorm room with a chick now on any college campus, especially here in New York, with what Cuomo's trying to pull. But you have to get an oral agreement, an oral yes from the woman, which is hard because, like I said, in the joke I used to do, it's hard. You can't understand what a woman say when she has a dick in her mouth. What? Want me to lick your ass? What did you say? I can understand. It's, it's unbelievable. Take the money that you're going to spend on her, on margaritas and dinner, and get yourself a hooker. Again, she ain't going to be that pretty for that kind of money. I mean, you're probably going to Applebee's anyway on your college budget, so you get a hooker who, who's got a stump, club foot or some shit. It's got skin like James Edward Olmos. But don't go in a room with a girl. Don't trust him. With the climate, the anti-male climate on college campuses is led by these mustachioed feminist whores who couldn't get laid in a fucking men's prison. The hatred they have for men knows no bounds. That's the only way you can explain this. And this attack. Probably most of the girls don't even agree with it. But again, they're not the ones in charge making the rules. It's the real left-wing intellects, and you've seen most of them. Most of them have cocks. I'm just saying. What the hell else? Did you watch hockey, kids? Did you watch it like I told you to? Somebody on Twitter asked me about the NHL playoffs, who I was picked to be in the final. Back in January, February, I said the Rangers were the best team in hockey, which they ended up being, and I thought they would win the whole thing. But then when I saw Tampa Bay dispatch of the Montreal Canadiens, I was very impressed. But somebody asked me a couple days ago on Twitter about there's 4 teams left. You had Anaheim and Chicago, the Rangers and Tampa, and some kid asked me who would be in the finals, and I said the Rangers versus Anaheim. Also, the 4 panelists on Around the Horn last week said the same thing, and all 5 of us are wrong. It was Chicago Blackhawks winning in Anaheim, dispatching of the Ducks, very impressive, and Tampa shutting out the Rangers in a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. First time the Rangers had ever lost a Game 7 in Madison Square Garden in the history of the New York Rangers team. Pretty goddamn impressive stuff. Tampa Bay, man, they got some what I call snipers. So does Chicago. This is going to be really interesting. Tampa Bay, though, they can play defense. Am I talking hockey? Yes, I am. They can play defense when they want. I mean, I think they shut the Rangers out twice. And as far as Tampa Bay's offense, they're like the goddamn 85 Lakers, run and gun. They got snipers who can finish. And Chicago, man, this is like, has to be the 4th or 5th time in the last 6 years that they're in the finals or semifinals. Now they're in the finals again. They're unbelievable. They have so much playoff experience. And it's the same core guys, I noticed. It's the same players. When I watch the Bruins every year, they turn it over, their roster. But it seems like Chicago's had the same core guys, Taves and who, Kane and Seabrook, Duncan Keith, and Shaw, and Bickle. And they are good. And that Crawford, their goalie, he's a money guy. The bigger the game, the better he seems to play. Like during the regular season, he's so-so. Even at the early in the playoffs, he's so-so. But he seems to turn it on as the stakes get higher. And that's my only worry about Tampa Bay's goalie. Sky Bishop, by the way, University of Maine, my alma mater. He can be, I don't know. He had a couple, like he shut out the Rangers twice, but he also had a couple where I think he let in 6 or 7. Should be a hell of a series, though, because they both can net it, man. So, yeah, should be excellent. I know you guys, basketball guys, don't give a shit. I guess the Cavs made it to the finals. LeBron, man, I'd love to see him do it in a Cavs uniform. Then the guy could just shut everybody up. He already has, in my opinion, but playoff hockey, I can't. I should be a spokesman. I wish I was more famous than I was. That I could be a spokesman for the NHL. I know Dennis Leary pushes it every time he has a chance. But it's just, as far as a spectator sport, god damn, do I fucking love it. I record all the shit. I go to work and I come home, and then it's 2:30 in the morning. And I'm watching this stuff. Sleeping a lot better, too, by the way. You know why? The air conditioner. That's the key for me. You got to have cave-like conditions. It's got to be about 50 degrees in my room and pitch black. But I don't know. Working out more. I don't know. But I'm finally sleeping. Having crazy-ass dreams, too. Wonder if that's just the sound of the air conditioner knocks me out. But having some weird fucking dreams with no medication right now. No medication. It's a bad situation. Red Sox stink. My Red Sox stink. There, I said it. Right now they stink. I'm not saying it's going to stay that way, but boy, do they stink. I keep falling for this shit every night. And nothing. Pitching, hitting. The offense is what's making me crazy. They have a fucking lineup that I thought was going to average 7 runs a game. And they just hit these meat ground balls and nothing. Mookie Betts, he's a big young guy. He's hitting about 250, I guess. Pablo, big boy, the Panda, Sandoval, he's hitting like 265. Big Poppy's in like 220. Not doing anything. And Pedroia is right under 300. He's consistent. But he's made more errors than usual. The pitching has been horrendous. Joe Kelly got his shit together finally yesterday, but then they lose. Bottom of the ninth. Josh Hamilton's murdering him. Guy comes back after being off all this time. He's killing the Red Sox. Had a walk-off double last night. In the bullpen, Uehara blew it. Nothing's working. And they got they have a ton of offensive talent. I mean, Napoli was the player of the week last week or 2 weeks ago. But up until then, he was stinking up the place too. So I don't know what to make of this team. Bogarts, he's not hitting for average. He's good, but he's not, all these young guys that were hailed to be the Red Sox future, they're not showing me that much right now. I'm not saying they can't change, but got this guy Blake Swihart, the catcher behind the plate. He's only like 22 years old. We'll cut him some slack. They weren't going to bring him up yet. We had injuries to two catchers, and he's hitting a little over 200 maybe. But you can tell he's got some serious potential. Then you got this guy, Rusney Castillo, that we paid, I don't know, like $75 million for 5 years. This Cuban guy was even in the minors at the beginning of this year. He drops a routine pop-up the other night. Routine fly ball to right field. This guy was playing $75 million. And then they're throwing the ball around the diamond like a Little League team. I mean, very surprising for a John Farrell coach team, They look dog shit. Pitching stinks. Hitting is nothing. Wade Miley's come around, a lefty. He's been pretty good for the last couple of weeks. And this kid they brought up, Rodriguez, against the Rangers, I think he threw 7 innings of shutout ball. Gave up a couple of hits against Texas the other night. Can't even remember his first name, but it's Rodriguez. Big, handsome, young kid. He's like in his early 20s. He could be our next ace. Again, you can't tell from one start, but that got us a little excited. And then they went out and stunk up the next night. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, what the fuck? We won it all. We're in last place in 2012. Win it all 2013. Last place last year. Schizophrenic. They're going to have to, I don't know. I can't wait for the trade deadline, man. They're going to have to get rid of some of that young so-called, what they thought was going to be the future of the Red Sox. They might have to move a few of them out to get an ace. We don't have an ace. You got to have an ace. Yeah, the fans must be, they're going to start dragging around mattresses to Fenway. We were raped. We're paying $500 for a fucking ticket. So, already footballs on the... Can you imagine already footballs on the nose? It's just crazy. They were asking Belichick about last year, the flake. He's like, we're on to 2015. That was a long time ago. We're on to 20... Oh, that's coming up. June 23rd, Tom Brady's appeal is on June 23rd. And I guess Goodell's going to hear it. He refused to step down after the union asked him to step down and let somebody else hear it. But he has the right to hear it, and he's going to hear it. They got to cut it back. They got to cut back the suspension, at least a couple of games. And it shouldn't be a first round. Goodell's really trying to show everybody that, hey, I'm not that. Everybody says that him and Kraft are joined at the hip. He's really trying to prove. He's going a little. I think he's going a little overboard, but we'll see. We shall see, folks. What did I do? I went into the city. I go to the Stand a lot to do my comedy on 3rd Avenue. They've been very good to me over there, and I haven't been to the Cellar for a while, and that's not because they're not good to me. I just I get to do a little more time at the Stand, and I don't want to hog the stage, but I might go back to the Cellar too. I got to ramp up this. Got a new hour. I got the base of it. It's like molding something out of clay. I have the big blob. I just have to shape it now. I have big chunks that I have to fucking hone. I'll start doing that when I go to Tampa this weekend. Side splitters. And but I go to the Stand. It's a good joint. If you people live in the city here, they have good food upstairs too. Every once in a while, the crowd gets a little foo-foo. It's a kind of a younger hangout, you know. And should I be surprised when I can't make a cute 24-year-old Asian girl laugh? Is she really gonna find? Although I say that, and there was a table of Asian people. Not just young girls. There was some young, but it was a whole table. It looked like a family who was laughing at my sick shit. Well, these little NYU nerds or wherever the fuck all these little politically correct college students are shitting their pants. I had a table of Asian people fucking high-fiving each other. And, I busted their chops with some stereotypical stuff. Hey, do you ever click on Saturday Night Live? When it's on your screen, click on the info button and then go down to parent info if you have DirecTV and click on that. And it's like a 12 sentence paragraph explaining, warning about the show for parents, whether the kid should watch it. It says it's iffy for 14-year-olds because of the language and stereotypes abound, and I quote, stereotypes abound of ditzy women and angry black men. Isn't that fucking hilarious? Yeah, because they never stereotype middle-class white families on that show. That's 90% of the sketches when Will Ferrell was on, was him playing a suburban asshole dad in a shitty sweater, driving a Ford Taurus. That's their main target. But that's what it says in the description. Stereotypes abound of ditzy women and angry black men or black people. I can't remember. You see how obsessed they are? They don't see it any other way. They don't see it. Nobody's taking stereotypical shots at white folks. It's fucking hilarious. And then it goes on for a couple more sentences to describe events. Surprising events could occur during the show. And then it says, like when Sinead O'Connor ripped up a picture of the Pope. That's what it says. Can you imagine having to be so protective? It should say, your 14-year-old kids have seen and heard way worse on the internet, so don't worry about it. Let them fucking watch. Everything's out of whack right now. It's hilarious. College students now, they have, they tell the professor, I was reading a story in the paper, the professor wanted to show some documentary and some film in his class, and two of the students said, we can't watch it because of trigger concerns. Apparently it was about sex, and it might make them feel uncomfortable. Can you imagine professors are hearing this now, teachers, about triggers? Wait till my next album. Uffa. Yeah, the society's getting softer. China is building islands in the South China Sea. They're building islands on reefs. They're developing reefs into actual islands and putting military equipment on them, and we're doing nothing about it. Supposedly somebody from the State Department told China that we'll fly over there. That's still international airspace, and we'll bring a boat right up to the whatever. So we're in a pissing match with China right now, and they know. They've been watching Obama for the last 6.5 years, knowing he's not going to do shit. But they're building. You should see the pictures, man. It's unbelievable. They're building runways and like small airports on reefs in the ocean. And, of course, the Philippines are claiming that's their islands, Taiwan, everybody's. And China's like, fuck you. And they're saying, fuck you to us, too. We dare you to try some shit. That's all that it would take. At least that's all it used to take. Remember the sinking of the USS Maine? We're kicked off a war. Can't remember which one. I don't know, the Spanish. I don't know what war it was. But it's amazing. Everybody's calling our bluff right now all over the world because we have a big girl in office. A big fucking girl. And I'm not talking about Michelle. That's about it, kids. That's all I got. Really just need to... wish I still had the heavy bag in the garage. Yeah, so go get another senseless killing. NickDip.com. I was going to have Matt Arisa again on today, but he's in Israel. He finally texted me back. He still has all his limbs, too. Guess he's ripping the tits off the crowd at the Wailing Wall. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Can you think of anything? Come to the Stand if you're in the city. It's a good club. Watch me work out shit and die quietly. Yeah? I'll talk to you next Monday. I'll be back from Tampa, and hopefully something will have happened down there. You know. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Oh, by the way, that's right. Tampa is in the finals of the Stanley Cup, and which won't make for great numbers on Saturday night. Although, like somebody said to me, a lot of the people, Tampa don't like hockey. But my counterpoint was, yeah, but they're from the people like me that are down there are from up here, from New York and Boston, and they like hockey. We'll see. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna rip the tits off the crowd anyways. Aren't I? Maybe not. Gonna buy a puppet before I go down there. Gonna work on something. Get a new angle. Yeah, sure. You kids take care of yourself.